plays, some process books on acting. I don't usually assign those. I think it's too hard to learn acting from a book, but I think having some supportive texts. The Stanislavski books are great, the three of them, creating a role, developing a character, whatever, those three books, those Stanislavski books. Boleslavsky has a thing called 6 Lessons for the Actor, which is good. Acting Under the Circumstances is another good book. So I have a lot of recommended reading and stuff for my courses, but not recommended. They're recommended, but they're not assigned readings. So I usually provide everybody with things that I really want them to read. And so, but reading a lot of plays, knowing your history, all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. That's why you guys keep the journal in class all the time with you, not only for observational stuff that, you know, watching your, and as we develop the course, as the course develops, there's going to be more stuff going on in class, like with your colleagues, and you'll be able to observe their work and be able to respond while it's happening in writing. So that's why we have this personal journal. It's also, the journal's used for self-assessment when you're writing about, you know, if the exercise that day was incredibly difficult, if the exercise started to become clear to you throughout the course. And so then you can look back at your journal and the writings and kind of do a self-assessment of where you are, because it's difficult in our craft to kind of gauge where you are in your development without having some kind of foundational writings and stuff leading up to that. And then we do other creative writing stuff. We haven't gotten to those yet, but we'll get to some kind of free write stuff, some kind of creative endeavors, and then you're going to get to your own solo piece, and you're going to be able to do some writing in that as well.
Okay.
Oh, I assist in writing, probably not as much in writing, but I'm always a good sounding board for stuff like that, because you know, it's not a creative writing course, but there's that creative writing element. But a lot of that's the responsibility of the student. But I'm always available as a sounding board and as a mentor for any of you guys.
Okay.
Clear and creative storytelling. I mean, somebody has a real passion for storytelling, usually comes out clearly in their writing. Smart, witty, funny, I like. I mean, it's a preference. You know, I think that some people like, you know, some people like Modern Family, right? And some people like, you know, the CSIs and stuff, those dramas, you know, the nighttime dramas. So it just depends on the kind of writing. So I prefer something that's a little more thoughtful, that you have to work a little harder than something that's always given to you easily at face value. So yeah, I like to work a little harder. Yeah. Some of my favorite and least favorite plays. My favorite is Mr. Burns, because no. My favorite, I like so many plays for so many different reasons. I like plays like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, you know, Edward Albee play, just because of its richness of text, and it's very character driven. And then I love the work of Chuck Mee, Charles Mee, who's a kind of a contemporary playwright, because it's so non-linear. I like typically the work that I direct and the work that I'm attracted to is fairly non-linear storytelling, not something that's just easily told. But I love Hamlet. You know, there's a lot of great things like that. I love things like Tartuffe, and so I think the genre. I mean, it's not a genre-based thing, but it's. I like things from all kinds of genres. Mm-hmm. Least favorite things are works that are simplistic in content and kind of offensive, not the way you would think, but offensive just as the art form. Mm-hmm. People like Neil LaBute, I'm not a big fan of. He wrote a play called Fat Pig, which is a misogynistic piece David Mamet, who was great when I loved him I loved him when I was like your age, because you got to throw the F-bomb around all the time and you felt really cool doing it. But looking back, I think his work is again misogynistic and abusive. Yeah, I don't like it. So I like work that's thoughtful and engaging, and engages the audience and the reader. That's as simple as that. But it's taste. It's based on your taste. Specifically, I write. I've been working on a web series.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. So
That's
it's something
cool.
that I've been writing. Yeah, it's my first foray in kind of that kind of written storytelling like that.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's going well.
That's
so
interesting.
Yeah. I used to journal more than I do, but I don't journal as much. And then, I do a lot of note taking and a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
At conferences and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
graduate school. When you're a professor, you're kind of forced to write a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I think the best way to become a good writer is to just write all the time. Just practice a lot and write a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, especially with storytelling and stuff. You get better at it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an actor and you're a director and, you're into theater and stuff. Storytelling comes a little easier, I think. And so you just have to have the discipline to sit down and write.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you do.
I do.
You do enjoy it?
And like this whole web series thing
Yeah.
that I'm developing, I'm enjoying it more and more every time.
Yeah,
when I
so
sit down and do it. Yeah.
It's developed over time.
Yeah.
In the beginning was like.
Yeah, before I was just kind of like testing out the final draft software,
Yeah.
and then you do it a little more and more and stuff, and then now it's becoming a bigger thing, and it's real character driven, and I've had some actors come and read it and do like a table read and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's really coming to life now. So it's
Okay.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these are all the questions, and we just wanted to
Thank
thank you once again for
Thank
letting
you.
us interview you.
My pleasure.
We really appreciate it.
My